may be seated. Ms. Farkas?
Yes, Your Honor. That's just starting at the top. Are you starting with Carter? Okay, great. Okay, cool. Okay, first up is going to be Eric Carter. There's two dockets, 2024 CF 1206 and 2024 CF 1826. I was ready.
He's new.
I'm new too, I understand.
Is number 14 on the list, Guerrero? Nicole Jordan Dixon is the attorney.
Yeah. Oh, which one's it?
Beatrice Irene.
No, I didn't see this way on this.
23, 14, 16.
No, you're fine.
I have that for a pair of lips. I still have that set. Pardon? Nothing. Order, continue.
Okay.
Two today.
Pardon?
Two today. August 19th.
Oh, you can do that.
I can do it.
It's
Good.
today's, yeah.
Your Honor, this is Eric Carter. The state and the defense have reached an agreement, if I may approach with it.
You may. Thank you. Would you announce the agreement?
Yes, in all three charges, they're all three felony petty theft. It's, will be an adjudication of guilt in all three counts. 6 months Okaloosa County Jail, concurrent and coterminous to one another. Credit for all time served. Excuse me. Court costs in each case, and $150 public defender fee, and 180 days to pay the costs from the date of release.
Very good. State in agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, that's the state's.
Mr. Carter, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. You can put your hand down.
Yes, sir.
And I see that you've signed the written plea agreement, so I just want to make sure, have you read this closely and gone over it with your attorney in
Yes, sir.
detail? So you understand that by entering into this will be a final resolution of your case.
Yes, sir.
But you're waiving some rights, the right to go to a trial, the right to force the state to prove their case, some constitutional rights. If you kind of make sure you understand all those kind of legal principles and whatnot, have you been able to go over that with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And you believe that this plea agreement here today is in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
And you're entering it freely and voluntarily? Nobody twisting your arm to get you to enter into this, are they?
Yes, sir.
Okay. They're not, they are or they aren't?
They're not.
Okay. So, okay. So based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. In 24 CF 1206, it's a one count. These are all petty theft. Actually, all three of the charges, as defense counsel stated, they're exactly the same. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on the petty theft, felony petty theft, and the defendant's sentenced to 6 months in the county jail with credit for time served on each of the three counts, and they'll all be concurrent and coterminous, okay? So run them all at the same time. Then you've got the standard court costs and fees. How long, 180 days to pay after you get out of jail,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes,
Any
sir.
questions?
No, sir.
Okay, do we have a score sheet on this?
I actually, I don't think that I have one, Your Honor. If we can send one to the court.
Okay, is it
Yes.
downward departure?
I don't believe it is.
That's the main thing we have to make sure.
I don't believe so, Your Honor. But me, just,
Okay, well, if it is, you gotta let me know.
yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sir.
Has the state dealt with, on number 14, Beatrice Guerrera with Nicole Jordan Dixon is the attorney? I don't know who would state, look at that and give me an update, just a second.
Sure, Your Honor.
It's case number 23 CF 1416.
From the state's last conversation with Ms. Guerrero, I know that she's supposed to be sending the state reciprocal discovery.
The attorney is?
That's correct, Miss Jordan Dixon, the attorney.
And
That's
that's
all
all we
I-
need this house
I'm
for.
able to provide, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were ready, Your Honor.
No, I'm sorry.
This is Israel Chartrand. There are 4 dockets, 2022 CF 2721, 2022 CF 3012. Sorry, I'm looking at this plea agreement and realizing that I left one of the dockets out. It does not change the outcome, but I need to make sure, I need to make an edit to the plea agreement. So if we can call him back, sorry. So if we can call him back, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I want to make sure everything's good. So Mr. Cooper is actually represented by Mr. Nopes. Here, this is Andrew Cooper. He was represented by Mr. Nopes, and I believe that a habeas was issued, and when he appeared at first appearances, the public defender's office was automatically assigned, but I spoke with Mr. Nopes earlier, and he said that he'll be continuing to represent Mr. Cooper.
On this case, on 2769?
Yes, Your Honor, it should be, I came in and saw you last Monday, and I guess you wrote out the revoked bond about an hour later or something after I saw you, because I wasn't able to keep the monitor on and report in like I was supposed to. But, right, I'm supposed to see you again like Wednesday, just kind of put me out for the.
This Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm not sure what Mr. Nopes was planning to do. I just know that he'll be representing Mr. Cooper, so.
Okay.
He's not here yet.
So are you going to be able to meet up with Mr. Nopes before Wednesday?
I hope so. I mean, I'm kind of locked up. If you could,
Is Mr. Mr. Cooper listed as represented by Nopes?
Originally he was, and then, like Ms. Farkas stated, she was appointed at first appearance, so that's why they put her on the case. But
For this case or for another case or in place of this case?
for this case,
Okay. So there's a reason why you're not on the other case,
Yes,
which is you have to get off of this case to get on to let Mr. Nopes get on this case.
right. So
Right?
my understanding that he's going to be filing a notice of appearance and he'll be representing Mr. Cooper in all of his cases moving forward.
Is it court appointed or is it privately retained?
he's court appointed, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Okay.
which means
So
you
then
have to file some paperwork to get
Yes,
off
this
it.
just happened. I didn't know that
That's
I
all.
was even assigned
I
it
just
till
want to make
yesterday.
sure that he's not
Yes, so my
being
office
held
will
over.
file the
Because
motion.
he'll
to-
show up on Wednesday and Mr. Nopes will go,
Yes, so in that case, I suppose that I'm not sure when we should continue the case
I
to.
mean, I'll continue it till Wednesday. Let's get on
And we'll file the
top of it.
withdrawal right now.
Pardon?
We can file the withdrawal today, the motion to withdraw.
Okay, well, maybe give Mr. Nopes leave a message or
Yes,
something,
I will.
what's going on, and that he's rescheduled for 8:21,
Yes, Your Honor.
jury review in the morning.
Your Honor, just so the court's aware, this case wasn't set on clear trial, but because of the confusion, I'm okay with us putting hands on this on Wednesday. Mr. Nopes gave me a video that,
On this case?
yes, that is his client's reciprocal discoveries that I need to look at. I don't
On
know-
this case?
Yes, on this case.
So Mr. Nopes thinks he's on this case. I'm
Yes.
totally confused.
Your Honor, honestly, the state, and I think everyone's totally confused because I think the confusion occurred at first appearance when the public defender got automatically appointed to Mr. Cooper for some reason. And I think, I'm trying to determine whether he had a new misdemeanor.
Well, at least he's working, he's aware of it. Somebody needs to let him know that he was scheduled for today and there was a confusion
I will send Mr. Nopes an email and I'll.
that he's going to
CC
be back
Mr.
on Wednesday.
Yes,
Okay?
I will let Mr.
Will
Knowles
do.
know.
Okay. Sorry for the confusion.
Your Honor, this is Michael Demons, 2024 CF1163. The state and the defense have worked out an agreement in this case. I'm just going to have my client sign it real quick.
We all also skipped over a case that's out of custody, Culbreth.
Oh, yes, we can do that one after this one.
Yeah, we're not, I know.
Yeah, I looked at Cooper's case, I figured what happened. Court didn't issue order revoking upon committing arrest, automatically goes to first appearance. It's the clerk's office position, no matter who was the attorney of record prior to that. Once the first appearance judge says, I appoint the public defender's office, we're appointed automatically. Typically, it requires us to then file a subsequent motion to withdraw to get the correct attorney appointed, and sometimes there could be a bit of delay on that. We fought that battle, we've lost, we just decided to do the motion withdrawal to make it easier.
I share your pain. Seriously, I do. Same things happen on a few occasions on our situation.
Your Honor, if I may approach
You may.
the agreement and the score sheet right here.
Thank you. Would you announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, 2024 CF1163, there is one count of possession of controlled substance. Mr. Demons will be adjudicated guilty and be sentenced to credit for time served. $150 public defender fee, $615 in court costs,
Sorry.
and 180 days to pay after his release. And this
State?
is, I'm sorry.
Did you say something? You need
No,
something
Your
else?
Honor.
Your Honor, that's the state's agreement.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Mr.
I'm showing there's 4 counts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's a trespass, because I don't know what you did, but excuse me.
You want to pass over this and come back to it?
That's probably okay.
Yes.
We got to get the agreement correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
Armand Colbreth, this is an out-of-custody client that we skipped over.
Okay.
2023 CF 1247. I spoke with Ms. Basso about this case. We have reached an agreement today. I need to speak with my client, Ms. Basso, and I agreed that if we could put it on for a miscellaneous date in September, gives me time to speak with my client about the offer. They're pretty serious charges, so I want to make sure he understands.
Okay. So we'll come back on 9/12 at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
for a plea. Okay.
Yes. Your Honor, this is Kevin DiLorenzio. There are two dockets, 2023, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
2023 CF 1858 and 2023 CF 2393. The state and the defense have reached an agreement in this case. I'm just having my client sign it. If I may approach, Your Honor.
You may.
And we
Thank
will
you.
need to send an updated score sheet to the court.
Okay, is it downward departure?
It will not be, Your Honor.
Okay, would you announce the terms of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2023 CF 1858, count 1 will be dismissed. Count 2 will be an adjudication of guilt, 24-month standard probation, which will run concurrent to the other terms of probation. Substance abuse evaluation within 30 days, any recommended treatment within 60 days, reserve restitution for 180 days, $515 in court costs, and the $150 public defender fee. Count 3, the misdemeanor, will be an adjudication of guilt, credit for all time served. In 2023 CF 2393, counts 1 and 2 will both be adjudications of guilt with the 24-month standard probation, court costs, $150 public defender fee, and no trespassing at target.
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. DiLorenzio, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I see those terms are contained in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Have you gone over this agreement in detail and gone over it with your attorney in detail?
Yes, sir.
You understand that by entering into this agreement, this will be a final resolution in your case, but you're waiving some valuable legal rights to get you here. Right to go to a trial,
Yes, sir.
confront witnesses and all that. You believe that's in your best interest to enter into this plea?
I do.
And you're entering it freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. And the state said that they're in agreement, right?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's agreement.
And so, in case number 23 CF 1858, as to count 1, the burglary charge is being dismissed by the state. Count 2, there'll be an adjudication of guilt. The defendant will be sentenced to 24 months standard probation. And as a condition of that probation, there's substance abuse evaluation and recommended treatment, reserve on restitution for 180 days, standard fees and costs. Count 3, which is the possession of paraphernalia, there'll be an adjudication of guilt. You'll just get credit for time served. That's technically your sentence. In 23 CF 2393, count 1, Adjudication of guilt, 24 months probation, standard court costs, and this one carries with it a no trespass at Target store. And then 23 CF 2393, count 2, and a shoplifting device, adjudication of guilt, 24 months, standard probation. So you got 3 24-month standard probation charges and sentences, but they'll all be handled together,
Concurrent?
concurrent.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And again, you'll have the entire time of the probation in order to pay the costs and fees. Okay, any questions?
No, sir.
Good luck.
Your Honor, this is Michael Bernard Evans Jr. There are 4 dockets. I apologize, Your Honor, just answering a last minute question. This is Michael Bernard Evans Jr. There are 4 dockets, 2022 CF 0067, 2024 CF 0108, 2024 CF 0543, and 2024 CF 0544. The state and the defense have reached an agreement. Just making sure that
I thought they dropped this down. Still second degree.
no, down here, this is what it says. This is what you're actually according to. This is just what you were charged.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Do I get a copy?
Yeah, I'll give you a copy. Okay, if I may approach, Your Honor.
You may. Thank you. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. In 2022 CF 0067, there are 2 felony VOPs. They were both previous adjudications of guilt. Mr. Evans will admit both VOPs, be sentenced to 16 months DOC concurrent with all the other DOC sentences at the same time. Credit for all time served, as always. $150 public defender fee, $100 cost of prosecution, and 180 days to pay after release. 2024 CF 0108 is a single count of felony petty theft, adjudication of guilt, 16 months DOC concurrent, credit for all time served, court costs, public defender fee, 6 months to pay after release. 2024 CF 0543 will be an adjudication of guilt to the lesser included offense of 3rd degree felony battery. The statute is there, 784.03 subsection 2. 16 months DOC concurrent with credit for all time served, court costs, public defender fee, and time to pay. The last case, 2024 CF 0544, same thing, adjudication of guilt, 16 months DOC concurrent with credit for all time served, court costs, public defender fee, and time to pay those costs.
What's that charge?
And Your Honor, that is the state's agreement, and we have complied with Marcy's law in reference to this. This is not a downward departure sentence.
Very good. Mr. Evans, would you raise your right hand? We good?
Apologies. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did I swear you in, Mr. Evans? Did I swear you in yet?
No, sir.
Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you heard your attorney state the terms of your plea agreement. I see those same terms are in the written agreement that you've signed.
Yes,
Just want to
sir.
make sure, have you read through this agreement closely and gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that by entering into this plea agreement, this will be a final resolution of all these charges?
Yes, sir.
But in order to get here, you're waiving some valuable rights. Your right to go to a trial. We were ready to go to trial on this, right?
I want to, yes.
Yeah, well, you can still go. You want to go to a trial?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, you sure?
No, sir.
No, I'm not trying to be funny about it. I'm saying you have a right to go to trial.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay, as a matter of fact, the only reason you're not going to trial is because you and the state have agreed to something different.
But can I ask a question? Why couldn't I get time?
We're not going to negotiate.
No.
You can't negotiate this any
It's
further.
okay. I'm all
Because
right.
I'm not a party to it. If you want to negotiate, you got to negotiate with the state. They're the ones who are doing it. And you guys have already negotiated out the wazoo. So, but want to make sure you're clear this is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Want to make sure you're not, nobody's threatening or coercing you to get you. You sure?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You
sir.
want to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you believe you had all your legal questions answered by your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'm not sure if I need to clarify. In the first case, the VOPs, the supervision will be terminated. I don't know if I need to
We do need
specify.
to announce
Yes, you do.
revoking
Yes.
terminate probation.
So I will
We'll be
add that.
asking
No, that's
that
good.
very
That's good.
shortly.
Just to make sure.
No, that's more than a just to make sure.
So this your copy here?
No, that's yours.
Okay.
May I approach?
You may. Thank you.
So no
Okay.
probation.
So, Mr. Evans, based upon your testimony, the court will accept the plea agreement here today, and the court will sentence you as follows. On both of the felony VOPs, the probation will be revoked and terminated in both counts. As to counts 1 and 2 in 22 CF 67, which are the two VOPs, the felony VOPs, they were previously adjudicated guilty in both of those. There's an admission in the VOP, and the defendant is sentenced to 16 months in the Department of Corrections with credit for all time served. This is going to be similar. All these are actually have the same thing, and they're all going to run concurrent, same time. We're not going to stack them on top of one another. They're all going to run at the same time. So 16 months DOC with credit for time served, standard fees and costs. The same on this as with count 2. 16 months DOC, credit for time served. 24 CF 108, again, 16 months DOC, credit for time served, standard court costs. Now, I have 180 days after you get out of jail or DOC to pay the court costs before they go to collections. So if you can pay them before, then it helps you keep from getting at your driver's license.
Yes, sir.
24 CF 543, you're being adjudicated guilty of a lesser included offense of felony battery. Because this one, the one you had, aggravated battery, is a F2, 15 years.
Yes, sir.
Very serious charge. That's being reduced just to a straight felony battery, but you're being sentenced exactly the same. 16 months DOC, concurrent, credit for all time served, standard fees and costs, 180 days to pay. 24 CF 544, again, adjudication of guilt, sentenced to 16 months DOC, concurrent with all the other charges in the other cases, credit for time served, standard costs and fees, payable in 180 days.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Even though you just entered into this after, not a strenuous, but a protracted negotiation, you do have the right to appeal this. You gotta do it in 30 days, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good luck. What about Joseph Dobson?
Yes, Joseph Dobson was on the docket last week, and I had put him on today to accept an offer, but he got confused about the court date. That is it's my error that he didn't understand that he was supposed to come back today. I spoke with him, I filed a waiver. If we could continue it, I guess, to the October date, just so we're not jamming up the September miscellaneous date.
Any more than they already are.
Yes.
So we will continue until October 14th.
Thank you. I
Okay.
apologize for that.
Okay.
Your Honor, this is Montreal Kirkland. Your Honor, there are two dockets here. Mr. Kirkland is just signing the plea agreement. The two dockets are 2001 CF 535 and 2001 CF 906. And the state and the defense have reached an agreement, if I can approach.
You may. Thank you.
Yes.
Would you announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. In 2001 CF 0535, there will be an adjudication of guilt on both counts, credit for all time served. And I'm requesting that the court costs be sent directly to a civil lien, as Mr. Kirkland is not going to be able to pay the court costs.
Okay.
Same thing in 2001 CF 0906, adjudication of guilt, credit for all time served, and all court costs sent directly to a civil lien.
And that is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Kirkland, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm that the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? So you heard your attorney state the terms of the agreement, and I see those same terms are in the written agreement that you have signed.
Yes, sir.
You have a question?
No question.
Okay, you're just getting ready to answer it. It sounded like, I kind of, when you were leaning over, I was thinking, it looks like he's got a question. Okay.
It's just taller than
So,
me, so the mic
no, that's
is
all
a
right. No. So you've signed this and you've gone over it with your attorney. Have you had all your legal questions answered about the plea agreement?
Yes,
You
sir.
understand that by entering this plea agreement, this is a final adjudication of your cases, but it also, you're waiving some valuable legal rights. It's it's a favorable agreement, so I understand why you want it. I just want to make sure you understand that you're waiving the right to go to a trial if you wanted to.
Okay.
Do you understand that? Okay, and you're good? This is what you want to do?
I'm good.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. You actually have 3 separate charges. There'll be an adjudication of guilt in each of the 3 charges. There's 1 misdemeanor and 2 felonies. And there'll be adjudication of guilt as charged, I assume? Yes, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you'll have the exact same sentence. There'll be an adjudication of guilt, and the actual technical sentence is credit for time served. So based upon the time you've already spent, you're done. No probation, no more jail time. You get out. You can get out today, I think, if you can get out. Okay, all costs go directly to a civil lien. Those are the standard court costs and public defender fees. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Okay, good luck, sir. Do you have a score sheet on that, ladies?
Your Honor, the state will submit a score sheet based on the charges. This is a downward departure based on a legitimate and uncoerced plea agreement.
Thank you.
Apologies, Your Honor. This is Tiffany Armstrong. She's also potentially under the last name Tenor, Tenore. There are 4 dockets.
Okay. Did you announce the 4 cases?
Yes, the 4 cases are 2023 CF 1556, 2023 CF 1986, 2023 CF 2163, and 2024 CF 0820. Ms. Armstrong has been tentatively accepted to drug court. The state and the defense have reached an agreement that would allow her to enter into drug court. I spoke with Ms. Terry this morning also, and she let me know that Ms. Armstrong will be brought to drug court next Wednesday and will plead in there. I will go with her to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Okay.
So I think if we put the case on for a status, we can just hold a spot.
Why don't we just continue to the next cycle, 10,
Yes,
16, and if something happens, it'll pop back up.
that works for us.
But hopefully,
Fine, Your Honor. Thank
good luck on the drug court, it's a good court.
Okay, Your Honor, this is Chiron Watts, 2023 CF 2065. Ms. Sharpless and I have been speaking about this case kind of constantly. If we could put this case on Wednesday, I am fairly confident that we will be able to work something out before then.
Okay. Is that a plea or trial? No. Plea or
No,
contempt?
no, we didn't. It's plea contempt.
Yes.
Doesn't hurt to ask. Jury review. Which is 821
Thank you.
for a plea. Okay, very good.
Your Honor, I have those couple people whose agreements I needed to edit, so I don't know if you want to move on to my colleagues.
Sure. This may be the shortest docket ever from Mr. Gates.
What the court remembers, I think, on Wednesday, I told the court I just needed to keep my document pretty small for the day.
That's good. That means you're working.
This is Ms. Gary's before the court. We left her to see if we had gotten an answer from Keaton. I've gotten 2 answers from Keaton today, but not from Ms. Gary's. I don't want to put her in October. If I can set for September, I would rather do that and try and get it resolved on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why don't we bring her back the first week in September? September 12th, that's the first miscellaneous date we've got there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we'll just call it a status.
Thank you.
Good luck. Hopefully it gets worked out.
This is going to be Mr. Gillespie before the court. If I can have a moment with him, the owner should follow up. We have a plea agreement to be signed. I've gone over that in detail with Mr. Gillespie. You know, just so the court's aware, Mr. Gillespie and I discussed some of the requirements. One of the terms on the plea agreement is going to be no internet access or internet-capable devices. But Mr. Gillespie voiced a concern about obviously applying for jobs or banking or even going to school, how that might conflict. After speaking with Ms. Basso, it appears that DOC will evaluate Mr. Gillespie, and if he is appropriate, approve him to have access, but it be a program that they can monitor. So in other words, he would have limited monitored access to internet. And then, of course, the other concern, obviously.
Probation no longer has access to the remote comm program.
Okay, so so what do we do? I mean, is that,
He would have to have an evaluation through the treatment program with
Okay.
Okaloosa, and then we would petition the court to see if he could have access based on that assessment.
okay, so it's something that we can modify.
Potentially.
Does that change what you want to do?
It would be up to.
You don't have to make your decision today.
I think the concern obviously is the offer we've negotiated doesn't require designation, and so the concern is if we do move it, that the offer may get revoked, especially with Ms. Masso not being present.
Your Honor, may I? One thing is about the job applications. I don't think, the state may clarify, Ms. Bosso's not here, but I don't think there would be an impediment to a third party, like a family member who didn't have a probation, doing an application for him online, for instance. There may be a workaround, but you might have to keep probation, should need to keep probation in the loop on whoever it would be doing it would need to back it up. That's just an idea, but.
Sounds like they're not, I mean, it sounds like, Your Honor, and this is why I wanted to make sure before I.
Well, I mean, first of all, we want to make sure everybody is clear. It's hard enough to do the probation and stuff when everybody's clear. Last thing we want is somebody going in, not knowing exactly what the parameters are and legitimately getting tripped up. I mean, we want you to be successful on probation, and if you're not successful, we want it to be on you, not because we didn't do something or we're clear. We're not trying to trick you. That's not the game here. So I don't want to speak for Ms. Bossow, but I will tell you, I will weigh in to extend the plea offer.
And Your Honor,
Not that matters, but.
If I can clarify, I think the conversation I had with him about the internet access was that DOC would then monitor. It sounds like DOC saying he'll still go through the process, they would just need a court order allowing him to have access depending on what.
Yeah, but that's not an automatic. They may come back. That's a pretty significant issue.
And it was the same before, Your Honor. He would still have to have the eval and deemed appropriate, then be monitored. So the difference is one's a court order and one would have been without a court order.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Again, I'm not trying to rush. I want to make sure he understood that. The other issue, Your Honor, we've had this conversation before about unsupervised contact with minors or no contact with minors. He voiced the concern that we always hear, what if I'm in Walmart and happen to be on the same aisle? And I explained to him the state's position. Probation's intention really is direct, intentional contact. Contact like that typically isn't something that falls under their purview of violation.
I mean, the only thing I will say to you is that, if you've been sitting in my courtroom all day and every day, I mean, I'm always talking about inadvertent contact. And, but in all the years and I don't know how many thousands of cases I've had, I can't recall somebody that just kind of accidentally ran into somebody and got busted for it. It's not the way it works. It's an intention thing. And, if you just have to understand what I try and explain to people, the key is to understand that it is your obligation to recede. So if there is inadvertent contact, so long as you recede, you're good. And recede means moving away from it. Whether that be a receiving end of a phone call, or you run into them in Walmart, or out in a public park, You do something, you just have, you have an affirmative obligation. That's the key concept. That, oh, I didn't realize, I was just standing here, I didn't realize if the child walked up to me, I had to do something. Yeah, well, yeah, you do. See what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
No?
It sounds like Judge Ketchel is strongly encouraging the state to keep the offer open to let you think about it.
Yeah, would certainly weigh in. Can you guys speak for your compadre and keep it open?
Your Honor, I've messaged Ms. Basso to see if she has an issue with that. I will let her know that it was the court's inclination to leave this open for a little while longer. Mr. Gates, when were you thinking about setting this? Is it quicker or next cycle?
When you think you want it overnight or a little longer?
I gotta wait till next cycle, but if it's still,
The next cycle, I would think would be a push.
okay,
We can do it probably early September, if the court will allow.
seriously.
Or I can pass you now and talk to you a little bit and you can come back. That's always an option as well. Well, when I pass you, I'll come talk to you. And if you want some more time, we can address it at that point.
So let me help you with it. I'm not going to accept your plea today, even if you wanted to. I'm not going to accept it. There's too much question mark. You need to settle, make a clear decision, whether it be, you want me to bring you back in 2 days? We'll come back in 2 days. You want me to bring you back September 12th, which is a month from now, or 4 weeks or whatever? I'll do that. But let's not do it today because we're not trying to pressure you. I know you feel pressure, but we don't want it coming from us. That's not right. This is your decision. This is your life.
Your Honor, if the court would allow us to pass them until Wednesday, if I will speak to Ms. Basso again, and even if she can't be here on Wednesday, I will cover for her. So someone from the state attorney's office will
Okay.
be here.
You want to wait
representing
until
Ms. Basso.
September 12th?
I'm gonna let Mr. Gillespie make that call, Your Honor. Again, I'd rather him make the call on how much time he wants. Obviously, I've given him my advice on the offer, what I think is in his best interest. It's not gonna change over the little term, but as the court said, he's gotta be the one that signs it.
Absolutely. And I'll come back September 12th?
I'm okay with that.
September 12th.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll come see you again, all right? Let's go through over again, okay? And I'll talk with you to see a little bit more about that, and maybe get a better answer. Hodge.
Restitution, anyway.
I apologize, Your Honor, I was getting a quick answer on that issue from Mr. Gillespie. I'm gonna follow up with DOC again to make sure I know what I need to tell them on that issue.
Okay.
This is gonna be Jonathan Hodge before the courts in 24 CF 1265. We have a plea agreement to be filed if I can approach him.
You may. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hodge will be entering a plea to count 2 as charged in 24 CF 1265 to a lesser included offense of petty theft, and count 3 of the information as charged in counts 4 and 5. And if I can, Your Honor, just so the clerk
And
has
count
this.
1 is dismissed.
Dismissed in exchange for that plea, Your Honor.
Okay.
And if the court will allow, I will give the Madam Clerk the citation for the lesser included.
Okay, good.
It's going to be 812.014 subsection 2E. Mr. Hodge will be adjudicated guilty on all counts, sentenced to 9 months in the county jail concurrent with credit for each time served. 615 court costs, 150 defender fee. He'd ask for 24 months to pay those outstanding fees before they're sent to collections. And the state will dismiss count 1 in exchange for a plea of the other counts.
That is the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Hodge, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
So, Mr. Hodge, you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see those same terms are in your written agreement that you've signed. Have you read through this closely, gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Had all your legal questions answered about this plea?
Absolutely.
And you understand that by entering this will be a final resolution of this case, but to get here, you got to waive some valuable legal rights, the right to go to a trial, force the state to prove their case, etc.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that's in your best interest to enter into this plea and waive these rights that you have?
I do.
Okay. And you're entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea, and the state is dismissing count 1 in 24 CF 1265.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And as to counts 2, 3, 4, and 5, count 3 of which is lesser included charge of petty theft, but the others are as charged. But for each of those 4 charges, you're sentenced to identical, there'll be an adjudication of guilt and sentenced to 9 months in the county jail for each count, but they'll all be served concurrently.
Yes, sir.
Served at the same time. And again, you will, importantly, you will get credit for time served. Standard court cost and public defender fees, you'll have 24 months after you get out of jail to pay any of the outstanding court costs. And is there restitution? You cut through in restitution at the end. I didn't know whether.
No, Your Honor, that was in case the state had any. I don't think there was any restitution of the property that returned.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Restitution?
That's the state's understanding, Your Honor, is that there's no restitution owed,
Okay,
because the item was recovered.
okay. Outstanding costs, I'm gonna scratch out and restitution, because there's.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you'll have 24 months to pay outstanding court costs before they're sent to collections and civil lien. And again, the state's dismissing count 1 in exchange for these other 4 counts being pled.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What, do we have a score sheet? Do we have a score sheet?
Your Honor, the state will submit a score sheet. This is a downward departure based on an Uncle Rest plea agreement.
Very good, thank you.
Your Honor, I have one other one before the court. It's going to be Heather Johnson.
Right? What about Tankersley?
That is going to be with Miss Farkas.
Miss Farkas?
Tankersley, Danielle Tankersley.
Is Miss Farkas aware of that?
I am.
Okay.
Your Honor, we had Miss Johnson's cases continue last week. The state accepted her counter offer late last week, so I moved her today in hopes of getting her here to plead. She's been in contact with my office if I can just continue her case to the October date, and if we feel necessary, we'll move her up for another plea.
Okay, so she's out of custody, so we'll continue till October 14th.
Yes, Your Honor. I think that's all I have before the court today.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor,
And is Tankersley is yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Kind of, I'm also ready to do the other 2 that we had to
Okay,
skip over, but Mr. Medina.
okay.
Bingo. Whatever.
You want to hold on?
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Eric D. Ashby, 24 CF 101.
But I will.
Your Honor, Mr. Ashby, against my recommendation, has rejected a 3-year probation offer on a lesser included offense from the state. I would ask the state to hold that open. We have a motion hearing set on October 7th, and I would ask to continue to October 7th, and if he prevails on that motion, then we won't need a pretrial probably, but we'll probably be on the October 16 pretrial.
So this is Mr. Ashby?
Yes.
Okay. We'll continue, state okay with that? Continue
Yes,
until
Your Honor.
10/16.
The state will leave that open until the promotion hearing begins.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Darrell L. Beeman, B-E-A-M-O-N Jr. And he is in 24 CF 1129, and we have an agreement to resolve his case, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I have a score sheet too I need to show him. No, that's here. Yeah, those are points from this case. You score this. Okay, it's gonna be a lesser included, I mean, it'll be a legitimate, of course, plea bargain to avoid that. That is the score in this case. You don't understand, you don't understand. Not trying to pressure. Your Honor, he understands the score sheet. I needed to explain to him, because he'd gotten a case dismissed in Santa Rosa County. The case that's 36 points is for this case. If I may approach, Your Honor, he doesn't need to sign this. Okay, you did sign. Your Honor, this is a legitimate uncoerced plea bargain as a basis for a downward departure, if I may.
You may. Thank you. Would you announce the terms?
Yes, Judge. And this will not involve probation. Your Honor, in 24 CF 1129, Mr. Beeman will be pleading, changing his plea to no low contendere in exchange for an adjudication of guilt as charged, 8 months jail with credit for all time served, and with credit to include the time served from his January 6, 2024 booking in Santa Rosa County Jail in 5724 CF 55. That was the case over there that was dismissed. 515 court costs and 150 public defender fees. That's the agreement, Your Honor.
Tate?
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Beeman, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see those same terms are in the written plea agreement that you've signed. Have you gone over this in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Have you had all your legal questions answered regarding the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that by entering this plea agreement, you're waiving the right to go to trial and other constitutional rights that you have?
Yes, sir.
You believe that's in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody threaten or coerce you to get you to enter into this plea?
No, sir.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt on the single count, and the defendant will be sentenced to 8 months in the county jail. You will get credit for all time served, and in addition, specifically, you'll get credit, your credit for time served will include time served from January 6th, 2024, booking in Santa Rosa County Jail in 5724 CF 55. You also have to pay court costs and fees. You'll have 12 months to pay them upon your release.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. You have the right to appeal this within 30 days.
Thank you, Your Honor. Got our Steve Medina with Antonio M. Betts, also known as Bell Betts, in 23 CF 483. He also has a DOT case. I apologize, I don't remember the DOT case number at this moment.
19 CF 1261.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, late last week, through the efforts of the public defender's investigator, we got a very large second trove of information that we're in the middle of going through as of Friday. We haven't gone through it all. And then this morning, the state produced, well, it was late Friday afternoon, I think it was around 6 p.m. or something, the state gave us 11 additional exhibits. They were made available through our Pensacola office to our portal this morning. I haven't been through them. Bottom line is.
So we need to have a full cycle
We
continuance.
do, Your
State?
Honor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
And,
Court will grant a full cycle continuance.
thank you, Your Honor.
In order to get your discovery in. It will continue until 10/16.
Thank you, Your Honor. We may, I would anticipate there may be some motions in limine.
Sure.
So we may come back before then if we can figure out what those would be before then.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Michael Bennett.
In the meantime.
Your Honor, just for the, before Mr. Betts leaves, the state has agreed that I can confer with him and the state will keep its offer open. until
That's
next retrial.
correct. That's correct, Your Honor. The state also made an offer after speaking with the officer victims, and that has been conveyed to Mr. Medina. I don't know if Mr. Medina has time to meet with his client, but he.
We just had an initial discussion, Your
So
Honor.
you're just saying that any offers are going to remain
It will
open
remain
until the
open,
next?
Your Honor, till the next pretrial.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Your Honor, Steve Medina with Michael Anthony Bennett in 24 CF 755. He's signing an agreement that we've worked out for a misdemeanor jail resolution. It will not involve state probation or any probation. May I approach, Your Honor?
You may. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Under the terms of the agreement, Your Honor, Michael Anthony Bennett, 24 CF 755, will be adjudicated guilty to a lesser included offense, petty theft. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. The statutory reference is given. 9 months jail with credit for all time served, $515 court costs, $150 public defender fees, 12 months to pay before the monetary obligations will go to collections
Your
upon
Honor,
release.
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Bennett, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You heard your attorney state the terms of the agreement. I see you've signed the written plea agreement that has the same terms. Have you gone over it in detail with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You had all your legal questions answered?
Yes, sir.
And importantly, you're waiving the right to go to a trial and some other constitutional rights. You understand that and taking those into consideration?
Yes, sir.
And you are entering this freely and voluntarily, nobody twisting your arm to get you to enter this, are they?
No, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea. There'll be an adjudication of guilt to the lesser included offense of petty theft in the statutory site in the plea agreement. Court will sentence the defendant to 9 months in the county jail. You will get credit for all time served. $515 in court costs, $150 in PD fees. You'll have 12 months to pay those fees upon your release.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
You have 30 days to appeal this if you wish.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I don't
And
know.
what are we doing with the score sheet?
The
We didn't
state-
need it as a misdemeanor, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yes, it's a
okay.
misdemeanor, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
No, we're good. Oh,
He needs to get printed. Your Honor, Steve Medina with Ahmad R. Braxton. Mr. Braxton before the court in 24 CF 144, 24 CF 154, 24 CF 1328, and 24 CF 1189. Your Honor, I hate to load up on September 17th, but I think I'm optimistic, at least cautiously so, that we will work out an agreement. The state needs to complete victim contact, and I don't think we need a full cycle. It's going to be a bars to bed situation probably, Your Honor, although we don't have an agreement yet.
continue it till September 12th.
September 12th, okay, thank you.
September 12th.
All right, very good, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Medina, there's a couple of out of custodies.
Yes,
Matthew Allen,
Yes.
and then Max Bookout.
yes, we actually have maybe 3 like that. On taking the first one, Matthew A. Allen.
Right.
The state had signed a plea in absentia agreement, but because it hasn't been entered in the system yet, we have re-signed it. We have all the signatures here, so the court could go ahead and enter it.
Good.
And it's a plea in absentia, so he doesn't have to be here on a misdemeanor. May I?
Very good. You may, sure.
Matthew Aaron Allen, 23 CF 2398.
Okay, good.
And the last page has the order language, Your Honor.
Okay.
And it does not involve state probation or a score sheet. And Your Honor,
And then the other one is Max Bookout.
okay, on Bookout, Your Honor, he's disabled. He did not have transportation. The state has agreed, we've worked it out. The state has agreed that he could come back if the court will allow on September 12th to take the
You're killing me in September.
Well, he won't mind if we wait until October, that's fine.
Okay.
He's gonna be doing 6 months community control under the agreement, so if we need to wait till October, that is not a hardship for him.
Okay, we'll wait till October 14th.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And then, I had one more plea in absentia that I don't think got in the system yet. Did the court have on the docket Joshua Bridwell?
Yes, sir.
Because we have a plea in absentia that the state had already signed, but it's not in the system, so Ms. Sharple has re-signed it, and we can go ahead and get Mr. Bridwell's plea in absentia with the order language on the last page.
Very good. Yes, sir.
And that's for a misdemeanor, and there is JCS supervision on this. The
Okay.
defendant is aware of that, so he's gonna have to coordinate with JCS on this, but it's not state probation.
Okey dokey.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I've got one last in custody of yours, Nathaniel Brown.
Your Honor, I thought.
Your Honor, we resolved
Did-
Mr. Brown last,
Oh, did we?
Thursday, I think it was,
Okay.
Wednesday or Thursday, the court brought him back quick, so we took this off the dock. It was
Okay.
intended to come off the dock, he's resolved everything,
Great,
for a bars to bed and Haven House.
good, good. Okay, thank you, Mr. Medina.
Thank you,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Farkas, I think you got a couple.
Yes.
And I have one, they have Martriell Kirkland.
We already handled Montreal.
I know we did,
Oh.
but we got a problem that clerk has picked up, that he was found incompetent on 7/5, never
Yes.
been deemed competent.
He was found competent. We had a new psych eval done.
Was that at that hearing that we just
It's
had?
never been done on the record.
Oh, I apologize. So we had a new psych eval done by the doctor at the facility where he's been. And that doctor determined that he was competent, which is why the state attorney made the offer. But I realize now that we maybe never made that determination on the record. If we need to bring him back out to do that, I'm not sure. I believe the state is stipulating to that finding of competency.
As long as the state is stipulated
The state
to
is
it, and
stipulating,
we've
Your
got
Honor.
the finding, the court, it will accept the evaluation and the stipulation of the state, and deem him competent to proceed.
Thank you.
That's, well, you've got the case number, don't you, Madam? Okay. What, do you have any others, any other? No.
So I have Chartrand and Demons. Yeah, whoever. Yeah, either one. Okay, this is Michael Demons, 2024 CF1163. I had inadvertently left a couple of the charges off the plea agreement. It does not change the agreement, but I wanted to, of course, correct that. So I'm having him re-sign this plea agreement.
And also Tristan Clark.
Yes, I believe that he accepted an offer last week, a probation offer when I was out of town, so I'm not sure why he's still on the docket. I think he's even been.
You check that, Madam Clerk. You want me to give you the case number?
I've got it, thank
Is he good? Did he accept the plea?
The plea covered both case numbers, so.
We're off the record.
I'm not showing anything.
What's that?
I'm not showing anything.
I don't even think.
I'll double check the minute sheets from last week.
Okay.
If I can approach with the plea agreement for Michael Demons.
Okay,
I may approach.
you may, thank you.
Just the one docket, 2024 CF 1163, 4 charges. Mr. Demons will be adjudicated guilty in all 4 charges and sentenced to credit for time served. Court costs in the first count and the public defender fee, and then 180 days to pay those costs.
State?
That's the state's agreement, Your Honor.
Very good. Mr. Demons, would you raise your right hand, sir? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement, and I see the same terms are in the written agreement that you signed. So I just want to make sure, have you read this closely and gone over it with your attorney?
I have.
And you understand that by entering this, you're waiving the right to go to a trial and some other constitutional rights
Yes, sir.
in order to get a final resolution of this. Is that what you want to do?
I do.
And you're entering this freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Based upon that testimony, the court will accept your plea on all 4 of the counts. The defendant's being adjudicated guilty, and his technical sentence is credit for time served, which means you're done.
Okay.
No more probation, no more jail time on these charges. Hopefully, any charges.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then you've got the court costs and fees on the one count. You have 180 days to pay, so if you can pay it before then, so won't go after your license. Okay? Good luck, sir.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Pleaded on August 15th,
He did.
both cases.
Yeah, and he was released from the jail that day.
Okay. So, is that it, Ms.
I
Faulkner?
have Israel Chartrand.
Oh, that's right.
And then I'll be
Mr.
done.
Sharpton.
Well, and then Ms. Tankersley, but she's not here. Look, they signed it. I'm gonna sign right there. I'm just having Mr. Chartrand sign the agreement. If I may approach, Your Honor, with the agreement?
You may. Thank you. Would you please announce the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. There are three dockets, 2022 CF 2721, 2022 CF 3012, and 2024 CF 870. In 2022 CF 2721, admit the VOP. This is just one felony VOP charge. 14.4 months DOC, credit for all time served. This will run concurrent to the other DOC sentences. Revoke and terminate supervision, public defender fee, cost of prosecution, and 180 days to pay after release. 2022 CF 3012, same thing in all three counts. Admit each felony VOP. He was previously adjudicated guilty in all these counts as well. 14.4 months DOC, credit for all time served to run concurrent to one another. 2024 CF 870, the first count will be dismissed. The second count is misdemeanor adjudication of guilt, credit for all time served, and 270 in court costs. Based on my client's representations as well as my own just kind of brief look at things, my client has done more than this amount of DOC time. I have emailed Lieutenant Cantler at the jail just to have him confirm that. But a sergeant spoke to my client this morning at the jail and told him to make sure that we put that on the record, because otherwise he has to essentially be in processed at DOC and
So
then
what do we have to put on the record?
just that he
We-
has,
We think he's
Yes.
got
Yes.
more time than he's been
Yes,
sentenced to.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Before I do that, let me go ahead and sentence him.
yes.
So, Mr. Chartrand, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the information you're about to provide this court is the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
So you heard your attorney state the terms of the plea agreement. I see you can put your hand out. You put it in the written plea agreement, you've signed that.
Yes, sir.
Have you gone over in detail with your attorney, had all your legal questions answered? You
Yes, sir.
understand you're waiving the right to go to a trial and some other constitutional rights. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you believe this is in your best interest to enter into this agreement?
Extremely.
Okay. Based upon that, the court will accept your plea. You basically have 4 felony violations of probation and dismissal of 1 charge, and then 1 single new charge of resisting arrest without violence. So on all the violations of probation, those 5, you'll admit the VOP, and there'll be identical sentences of 14.4 months in DOC. You will get credit for all time served, but all 4 of those will run concurrent. They'll run at the same time. Revoke and terminate supervision. You've done with probation on all the counts. And then you've got the fees and costs. You'll have 180 days to pay those. And the new law charge, there's an adjudication of guilt. Your technical sentence is credit for time served. You're done with that. And then again, of course, the ever-present court costs. So,
Yes, sir.
So I understand that, of course, we don't do the jail time calculations. I just wanted to make sure
No,
it was on the
that's
record.
good. I appreciate that, but
Just because otherwise it could take like a week
if that
to-
can, sometimes that can help move it a little
Right.
bit.
Right, and I'll make sure that the jail knows they can contact me with any questions.
Is it sufficient to put defendant has served 14.4 months, state stipulates the credit? Is that okay?
I don't know if the state would stipulate to that. I'm not gonna put words in her mouth.
That we believe he served, that credit is what the state would agree, the language we agree to. I don't I'm looking right now to see how much credit it looks like he has to me.
I don't want to make any misrepresentations, so.
And we certainly understand if you've got enough time to get out, you don't want to stay there one more night, or I understand that.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a score sheet on this plea and sentencing agreement?
Your Honor, I will have to get the court that, but this is a guideline sentence, Your Honor.
Okay,
I
thank you.
apologize.
Right.
Just wait, let's see if we.
Your Honor, it does look like to the state that he does have 14 months of credit. It looks like he has more than 14 months of credit to the state, Your Honor.
More than 14.4 months?
Yes.
Okay. So what do we need to put on the record that will help?
That the state stipulates that he served the 14.4 months.
Very good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
We did not yet address Ms. Tankersley.
Yes, Ms. Tankersley.
I don't have the, sorry.
I got her case number if you need it.
Yes, thank you. I'm trying to find it.
2020 CF 2707, single fraud count.
Yes. Ms. Tankersley is currently in custody in DOC. I spoke with her over the phone. She's been offered credit for time served. She would like to take it. I just need to have it signed and sent back to me, the offer. So
So you just want to
unfortunately, we
continue
need
this to the next
Yes.
cycle?
Yes, I apologize.
That's all
It's
right.
kind of
Continue until 10/16.
Thank you. I think that is all
Okay.
of my cases.
That's all we've got on the PD. I do have some questions for the state because there's a few privates that are
Yes, Your Honor.
not here. Go figure.
So we have one inmate, Ronald Phillips, represented by Mr. Scott, and I haven't seen him.
And that's one of them.
Yes, sir. Ronald Phillips is here, he's in the queue, but I have not seen Mr. Scott.
Well, hold. Okay, so who is handling that case for the state? This is Ronald Phillips. I've got case numbers if you need them. There's 3 separate cases.
Yes, Your Honor, if you can give me one case number, please.
It's, the oldest one is 23 CF 1578.
So it's under Mr. Gomez's name,
Under who?
under Mr. A.J. Gomez?
Mr. Gomez, right.
Yes.
And
Okay.
Your Honor, what I need, we're gonna check that to see how he ended up in this division. I assume a motion transfer was filed, but I mean,
If you're saying something that's important, I'd
You
love to
can't
hear
hear
it.
me.
I can't
I'm so
hear it. You're
sorry,
not
Gary.
talking into the mic.
I'm looking to see why this case is in this division, if there was a motion to transfer.
Oh, really? It's supposed to be in another division? I just don't want it to be lost in no man's land. Bad place for a person in jail to be, with their case. Is Mr. Scott, is he in another division, or is he?
No, Your Honor, this is Your Honor's case.
This is part of that big drug bust case?
That last case is Your Honor.
Phillips, right?
And
Yes.
Christopher Scott was, they were trying to find counsel. I'm going to go ahead and continue it, and I'll follow up on it.
Do you want him out first?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Mr. Phillips, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this because I'm kind of in charge of this court, but you're on the docket today, but your attorney's not here. And I don't know why he's not. So, I mean, I didn't expect to have a resolution of this case today, so I mean, it's not like we're really losing anything, but
Can I speak real quick, sir?
you can be careful not to say anything about your case.
Yes, sir. I've been about 6 months now, haven't spoke with an attorney. I haven't had a probable cause on my new charge that was given to me at the jail or anything. I haven't got a chance to speak with the state or anything. I don't really know what's going on here.
And you deserve to, and I'm gonna find out what the heck's going on and get somebody to,
I just wanted, because I haven't had a bond. They didn't give me a bond at first appearance, waiting on you, the judge that did the first appearance, because I was out on bond, and they revoked my bond on a exhortation of the elderly charge, which I can't get into my case, like you said, I don't want to do that.
Yes.
I just was wondering if, is there any possible way, I've lost my townhome already, I have a child on the way and kids, I need a bond.
Look, I'm not happy with where it's at.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find out what the heck, where we're at with things,
Yes, sir.
and get some attention to it, even,
And Your Honor, Mr. Scott,
I'm gonna go ahead and bring you back in 2 days.
Yes, sir.
yes, Your Honor. Mr. Scott was just appointed to Mr. Phillips on August the 8th. So what I have gone ahead and done is I'm going to email Mr. Scott's email and also include Mr. Gomez. And Mr. Gomez and I will make sure that Mr. Scott knows that he's going to be seen on Wednesday, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you,
We'll do
sir.
that, and again.
I'm sorry about that.
I think-
You don't
I
have to
think-
apologize, you have a right to have certain procedures,
I think
you
Mr.
know, and.
I think
you know.
Mr. Scott's on the conflict list, Your Honor, so
I know.
he may not have realized, unless he
I
should have gotten the
understand.
order, but stranger things have happened, Your
I
Honor,
know.
so.
So we'll look into it and see. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Okay. And what about Beatrice Guerrero with Miss Nicole Jordan Dixon? That's an out-of-custody case. That was your case?
Yes, Your Honor, that is my case. As I've said, I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll follow up with it. Let's, what's your understanding of where the case is at?
As I stated earlier, I spoke with Miss Dixon
Oh,
little
you're
more than a few weeks
waiting to
ago.
exchange some discovery?
Correct, and I'm waiting, she had advised me that there may be some reciprocal discovery coming to the state. That's as far as I know, but everything else on the state's end is shared. I don't think we have anything else.
Well, I'm going to continue at a full cycle, but I'm going to do some checking. So I'm going to continue it to October 14th, just so we don't have them lost in no man's land.
Yes, Judge.
And then last but not least, for today at least, Mr. Mason's case.
Your Honor, we are filling out the final form. He just needs to sign it. We're done.
Who's going to sign it?
The defendant's going to sign it. He's saying all. He's out in the hall.
Oh, he's out in the hall?
Yeah, he can come in.
If I may be excused.
You may. Mr. Medina, you're excused. Ms.
Thank you.
Farkas, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.